Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have
Jake. I don't know what to say.
This is my husband Jake. Y'all know him by now. But every year that we've been married, we have sat down every year this will be 3 years, but every year we've sat down during, well, usually it's closer to our anniversary, but this year we're just a little off by like 2 months, but it's fine. We sit down and kind of reflect on the last year and what we learned, and then we're gonna talk about what goals we have, I guess, for next year.
Yeah.
Do you remember this from last year?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember this from Colorado?
Yeah, but I don't remember what we said. I think we watched one kind of recently though.
Mm-hmm. I watched the one from last year recently. But anyways, if you're interested, don't forget to click that subscribe button down below and let's get started. In year 2, I feel like we talked about something like we are better at like balancing our alone time now. Like we're like balancing our hobbies and like, because our first year of marriage was really hard because, I mean, I don't have to say it was really hard looking back on it. I don't even remember it really that much.
I kind of do.
I just remember we argued a lot because we had never lived together. We were long distance before we got married, and we were also married kind of secretly-ish.
Yeah, it was like finding the flow of things too. Once you like have someone permanently in your life that it's just way different. But
to explain that like secrecy a little bit, we got married in 2018, and then we had our wedding the same day a year later in 2019. So that's why we basically spent a full year planning the wedding while we were already married, and I was living with him at Fort Carson. And yeah, first year was really hard because we were trying to balance whatever. Second year, we figured out kind of the better balance, but I feel like at the end of that video, we talked about wanting to have more fun. Like the third year, we wanted to have so much more fun. I think that the reason that we both said that was because our second year, like the second half of our second year of marriage? Yeah, was like in quarantine. So
yeah, I think COVID definitely probably had an impact on a lot of people's marriages.
Yeah.
Good or bad.
Yeah. We've spent a lot of time together, which I think is really good for us. But then we also, like the beginning of quarantine, the beginning of our first year or second year, we were together so much because of quarantine that we had to learn in the second half-ish, I would say the second third of it, like the 2/3 of it, we were trying to balance like having our own hobbies and stuff. And in the middle of that, we moved overseas to Germany. And then at the end of that, we like found a good balance of like personal hobbies and all that. In year 3, in my opinion, I feel like we had a lot more fun this year. Like the end of the video that we made for year 2, we talked about wanting to have more fun in year 3, and I really feel like we did. Like I feel like we laugh so much all the time. I feel like we have, our humor has grown together. We're like, some of the things that he thought was like really funny, I just never thought was funny, and now I think it's funny. And some of the things like kind of dumber jokes that I think are funny, I think you think are funnier now. I don't know. Anyways, we have a lot of...
I think you've made me laugh a lot more this year.
I'm funny. I'm funny.
Sometimes.
Shut up. You think I'm funny. You've told me that before.
No, you definitely make me laugh a lot.
And then I also feel like we've traveled so much more. Like we've had so many more adventures in the last year. And I think a turning point, I don't know, let me know if you agree. I think a turning point for us was Berlin. The first time we went to Berlin, that was like the first time we had such fun travel. It was like a longer trip. It was a little bit farther away. I feel like that really solidified how good we are traveling together.
We found a lot of things that we enjoy doing together.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, Berlin will always be one of those trips that we will always look back on and be like, that was like ever since Berlin, you know? Like we always talk about Berlin. Anyways, yeah, I feel like we've had a lot more fun this year. What else?
Yeah, I would say she's gotten a lot better about being less stubborn after arguments. I feel like early on in our marriage,
Emphasis on
like,
less.
Yeah, I mean, it takes less time now for her to forgive me or for her to apologize for being a little extra at times with...
I'm better at apologizing this year, I really am. I feel like I can apologize. It takes me a minute, but I feel like I can apologize and be like, I can't look at him, but I'm so sorry. I think from my perspective, the years before that, I was like, I am perfect. I can do no wrong. Like anything I'm upset about, I have a reason to be upset about, you know? And this year I feel like I've been able to be like, okay, yeah, like that was kind of not nice.
Yeah, and I've gotten better too about actually like talking it out with her instead of just being like, I would used to just like give up on arguments and just be like, yep, you win.
Mm-hmm.
But now I like actually try to explain to her whenever she's incorrect. I don't know how to say that. I wrote that we learned that we're always a team.
Can you even see it? I have my phone like under here, so that's why we keep looking down there.
I think we've gotten better about actually being a team and supporting each other with stuff we're doing. Whereas like, I don't want to say like our lives ran parallel in Colorado. Here, now that we're like away from family, and our first like half year here, well actually first like full year here really, it was kind of like we were slowly making friends with people, but it was kind of just felt like it was just me and her, so it like forced us to become like best friends, and we had to deal with what we had from each other. Oh, that's a good one. Money will always make its way back to us.
We always have to keep saying that, like, and manifesting that of like, these experiences are gonna be something that we look back on for the rest of our lives, and like,
they're priceless.
Yeah, and so when we're traveling and we're spending all this money on hotels or in like trains or gas, whatever, like sometimes it's hard to remember that money will always make its way back to us. We both have jobs, we both have, you know, income, and especially now it's nice to, that's kind of like, I don't want to say our motto, because it's kind of like a very specific motto, but like I feel like it's really helped us to say that, because I do feel like money makes its way back to us. Like,
yeah, I think it's good too to not put like financial burdens on your marriage. 2 promotions work has been finally paying off. Well, I feel like in a marriage, that something that I've started to see this year is like creating that support system and like a climate around your marriage that can really push each other forward. It's like super important. Like if you are constantly complaining about how much your husband or wife are doing like at work or whatever it is they're trying to get done, like it's way better to support them in that. And that's something she's done this year, is like really pushing me to be better at work and like not making it seem like it's a burden on our marriage, more as something that I'm achieving things and she's proud of me for doing that. So
I've always been like that though. Like I am a rare, this sounds so not humble at all, but I feel like I'm a rare species, what's the word? Species?
Specimen.
I'm a rare breed when it comes to military spouses. Like, so many military spouses are just all about, I can't wait for him to get out, I can't believe he's working right now, I can't believe he's leaving for however long, I can't believe blah 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 blah. And I always tell him this, I've told you this like 3 times in the last week, because of just like work has been busy for both of us, but I've always told him that like, I cannot imagine you having to live with me. Just to put this out there, he's career, like he'll be in the military for a very long time. I can't imagine coming home to someone every single day, to them being like, I hate your job, I can't believe you're doing this, blah blah blah. If he wanted to get out and I was like fully supportive of that, and I was just like, yeah, shoot, I hate your job too, you know, like, but I know that this is something that he wants to be in for a long time, and so I can't imagine, like me, if I wanted to be in the job that I'm at for 20 more years, and him being like, God, I just hate your job so much. Like, I just freaking hate your job. Like, I know that that wouldn't be something that's a fun time, you know? So, but I mean, I've also, like, I just support you, because you've, like, from the start, from the day one of us dating, he's always said, I want to be in the military for a long time, and I want to reach this goal. You know, so like, it's just something that I've always known in our marriage, and I feel like it's not my place to make you feel guilty for reaching the goals that you want to reach, you know?
Yeah. I think support builds success. Support breeds success. Like, literally.
I'm just picturing it on like a phone screen. What'd you say? Support builds success. Who is that? What quote is that? Who said that?
Jake Baring. I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, so I feel like we're just really, to sum up, we're working really good as a team, like really well together as a team. Okay, so before we end this video, we're gonna talk about some of the goals that we have for next year, which we'll look back on next year before this video and see how it went, you know?
All right, so get more gifts for each other.
This Christmas, we actually got to stay in Germany this year, so we were able to buy gifts for each other because we weren't spending money on traveling home. And
Christmas almost put us in a financial crisis.
no, but it was fun. It was fun to be able to buy each other gifts. So
Yeah,
we
went
want to do
hard.
more of that. I want to better myself to better us, which is always a goal. Like, it's always a end goal for this. I am working like personally on goals outside of our marriage, but those goals I feel like will trail into our marriage and make us better together. So
Handle stress better. Is that for me? Yeah.
I mean, both of us.
No,
but-
I think that is something that I need to work on, because sometimes I'll bring my stress from work home, and it's not like it's bad, but I think there's definitely some days where like I shouldn't relieve any of that stress onto her. Like she's more willing to talk to me about it rather than me come home and just be like in a really bad mood because of it. I'm
always that kind of person that like when I don't know about with other people, but definitely with you, whenever you're stressed and you start to like lash out or like say things that you would never say if you weren't stressed, I like call it out where I'm like, you're just stressed. There's nothing to be stressed about. Take a deep breath. Don't talk about work if it's gonna stress you out. If you wanna talk about it, talk about it. Like I feel like I maybe a little bit too much sometimes try to pull it out of you instead of be like, okay, fine, you're stressed, I'll leave you alone. Like, I would rather you be like, blah, 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 this is what stressed me out. And then we're like, okay, no more talk about it. No more talk about work at home. No more talking about stress. We're fine, we're hanging out, we're together, we're just relaxing. And I feel like that's helped in the past. So we're working on it. Also, not letting work run your life.
I think that's gonna be really hard this year.
I just think that it's different though when you enjoy work and you're working because you care about it and you're passionate about it and you talk about it that way, rather than like we talked about with stress, like bringing that stuff home with you and making it like a problem between us, which I don't feel like we've had that problem, but.
No, I don't even see my job as a job, which is really good. The majority of the time, I mean, there's some stuff that we do that I'm just like, but for the most part, like I have a lot of passion about my job, and
I'm proud of you.
proud of you too. No, I love what I do though, it's fun. Good people too.
I like what I do sometimes, most of the time.
She loves it. She never complains about work, ever. No, I think it's great. I think we have a great year ahead of us.
I think so too.
Y'all are welcome for me being super monotone this entire thing. This is why I need to be a teacher, because I would just sit up there and be like, today we're going to go over U.S. history.
No, I would literally hate that. Anyways, so this ended up being a lot longer than I thought it would, but I really hope you enjoyed it. This is more kind of a reflection for us to look back on. But if y'all, I would highly recommend doing this because I feel like it's so good to like sit and actually reflect on like what happened this year, what was good, what was not so good, what we could fix. You know, I feel like it's great. So
Y'all will see me again in 1 year.
yeah, right.
No, you'll see me in other videos.
You're in all of my vlogs, so. Anyways, stay tuned for more vlogs and let me know what kind of videos you want to see down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.
I hope y'all were entertained.
Goodbye.